This is a Rough Tiger production.
And you, and you, and you, and you were there. Some of it wasn't very nice, but most of it was beautiful.
Hey, hey, hey.
How do, everyone? Welcome to Dream Idiots. I'm Morris, and the guy doing the hey, hey, hey is Bryan. Each week we tell each other stories, and boy, have I got one for Bryan today.
Oh, can't wait. Yeah, thanks for listening, folks, and hanging in there. We're all the way up to episode 80, so we're cruising along. Thanks for listening and subscribing and doing those things for us. If you get a chance, please shoot us 5 stars on whichever platform you're listening to, and give us a review if you don't mind. Doesn't matter what it really says, but it helps us climb the charts and makes us more easily found. You can find us on Facebook at Dream Idiots, Instagram at Dream Idiots, and you can drop us a line at dreamidiotspodcast at Gmail, and also check out dreamidiots.com for all of those things. So, when you get a chance, that'd be great. And thanks for doing those things for us.
Yeah, we don't have any updates this week. Is that correct, Bryan?
We do not. I have no updates this week.
All right. Well, we got a couple of two different two-parters coming up in the next few weeks, so be on the listen for that. And today, though, I have a story to tell, Bryan, and it is ostensibly a work of fiction, or maybe it's true, more or less.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Hit me.
It is episode 80, which means it's an even episode. I get to go first. And here's a story that I'm calling Searching for Bobby Bishop.
Okay.
In the summer after fourth grade, I spent a lot of time hanging out with Bobby Bishop. We pretty much had one thing in common: basketball. And he lived nearby. He was skinny, with a big head and even bigger glasses, which he strapped to that head whenever he played basketball, until his parents got him prescription goggles that summer. He was a good ball handler and passer, but a poor defender. His idea of defense was to wave at you when you blew past him for a layup. He rarely fouled and didn't rebound much, but if you needed someone who could dead-eye a long-distance jumper, he was your guy. If we had three-pointers in YMCA basketball, he would have led the league easily. Playing horse against him was a nightmare. He would simply move further and further out until your shot started going wild. I still have no idea how he did it with those scrawny arms of his. The Bishops had a hoop in their driveway, like my family did, and summer days would often find us practicing until it got too dark to see. Bobby also had a pool at his house, one which his family covered every year with a large inflatable dome so they could swim in the winter. But in the summer, it was yet another basketball court, where we worked out an elaborate set of rules for a pool-based version of horse, taking shots from the deep end, treading water, over the shoulder, jumping off the side while shooting, and so forth. The games were to 21 points. We'd play, Bobby usually won, and then we'd go inside for lunch and maybe listen to music, and then head out to start it all over again. "How'd you get so many tapes?" I asked him once, marveling at the stacks and stacks of cassette albums on his desk, lined up neatly on the floor and on his bedside table. "Easy," he said, tossing me a pamphlet. "Record clubs." "Buy one tape at a regular price and get 12 free," the ad said. Further down, it continued. "Membership requires purchasing one album at regular club prices per month for the next 24 months. That sounds like a lot of money. It's not. He pushed his glasses up the bridge of his nose. They send you the tape of the month unless you tell them not to. Don't your mom and dad send them a check? No, they don't know how it works. I get the package and keep the tape. I never pay the club. After 6 months, they send letters telling me to pay, and then they stop sending new tapes. After a while, the letters just stop. That's 19 tapes for the price of one. There's 3 major record clubs I had going on at the same time. I've started over with him using a different name. He showed me his latest package, addressed to R.K. Bishop. His middle name was Kevin. He ripped through the cardboard, and within moments, we were listening to the Scorpions. So our summer days were punctuated with fraud and basketball, and occasionally broken up by Benny, the younger Bishop brother. Benny would barrel into any room and demand to be a part of whatever we were doing, which most of the time was okay by us, except when it came to basketball. He'd run off with the ball, throw or kick it into the street, and pitch an incredible fit if he missed an easy shot. His rage at our attempts to teach him basketball skills was breathtaking. His favorite place to wreak havoc on our game was during water basketball. He'd move the basket, jump off the side of the pool to block a shot, or simply cannonball into the water and disrupt everything, which usually led to Bobby yelling for his saint of a mother to come and wrangle Benny away from us so we could finish our game. This happened at least once a week. Benny would go inside, have his lunch, and then return to the pool. He'd sit there quietly and watch us, a Kool-Aid stain around his lips. One day, the game was progressing the usual way, with Bobby clobbering me 8-3. Benny was on the warpath. After quite a bit of yelling and even a trip to the back door, Mrs. Bishop came out. "I've no time for this today, boys. Work it out." In retrospect, good for her. She'd had more than enough of that shit. Things settled down for a while, and we even got Benny to keep score for us. He dragged a chalkboard out and changed the score as we moved along, but then he got mad because we were scoring too quickly. Finally, he snapped. "Uh-oh," said Bobby, whose habit of pushing his glasses up the bridge of his nose even extended to his prescription swim goggles. "Look out!" Benny was advancing on us, one hand on his hip, and the other... What was he doing? Then it hit me. He was marching and pissing at the same time. An impressive stream of urine preceded him as he giggled and made his way to the pool's edge. We moved further into the deep end. "Stop it, Benny! You know what Mom says about this. Knock it off! Mom!" Mrs. Bishop burst out of the house, scooped Benny up and spun him around, the urine forming a perfect arc. "That's it. Benjamin, you are in so much trouble. We have talked about this." All the while, Benny's high-pitched cackle echoed around the patio. She hustled him inside. Bobby and I stood there for a moment. I was unsure of what to do or say next. I weakly managed, "That was a lot of pee." "Yeah, Dad says he's part camel. Mom says that's not funny and doesn't even make any sense, but I kind of get it. That kid can hold it forever." I didn't see Mr. Bishop very much, except on the occasional weekend when I stayed over. I'm not even sure what he did for a living, but that seemed very much like something he would say. One time, last Christmas, we drove all the way to Dallas, and Benny didn't get out of the car to pee once. It was pretty impressive. "Has he ever tried to pee on you before?" "Oh, he's tried to pee on lots of stuff before. 2 weeks before school ended, he got sent to the principal's office. He got caught peeing on anthills out near the baseball diamond. One time he stole Dad's lighter and started a bunch of little fires at Grandma's house just to pee on them and put them out." An image of Benny dressed as a little fireman flickered through my head. I thought back to the day earlier that summer when a few high school students were partying in the big field behind my house. Whether it was their bonfire or their fireworks or cigarettes, I never found out. But by late afternoon, smoke filled the sky. The volunteer fire department spent hours getting the blaze under control, their work stretching till near midnight. Bobby, Dave Kransky, Jeff Pollard, and the Vanderwally brothers all came over, and we watched the fire from my backyard. The stench lasted all summer and into that fall. "Remember the fire behind my house? Too bad Benny wasn't there. He could have saved the firemen a ton of work." "Yeah. What's the score?" It was 11-8. I'd caught up a little bit. After a few more shots, we heard a tapping noise. Bobby pointed with his chin. "Look," he said. Benny was watching us from his bedroom window, his face resting on his left fist. He was slowly waving his right hand at us. Bobby, in the same tempo, raised his fist to his brother, and shot his middle finger straight up. Benny rotated his right hand and closed all his fingers down, save the middle, and kept waving at us, a friendly screw you. The two brothers stood there, silently flipping each other the bird. Bobby snapped to and tossed me the ball. Your shot. Bobby won 21-17, and as always, whether he won or lost, he offered the same nonplussed, good game, and slapped me a pruny high five. But this time he added, I had home court advantage. And that is Searching for Bobby Bishop. A true story, more or less.
Nice. That's hilarious. I mean, there's a subtle difference between peeing in the pool and peeing into the pool, right?
And not subtle at all about peeing on people in the pool. That is absolutely true.
So where's he now? Bobby and Benny. You have no idea?
I have no idea where they are now. No idea.
That's awesome. And you're
Yes.
bringing up those, the 12 cassettes for a penny, all those offers from Columbia House. I mean, I knew tons of people in both high school and college. I mean, we would make money off of that because good old Apple Records. So you'd get one of those pamphlets in the mail, and fill it in. Choose 4, 5, 6 that you wanted for yourself, and then choose another that you knew a used record store would buy for top dollar, and make money off of it.
Yeah, and that part was absolute of that story. Yeah, that's something he did. It was remarkable how many just tapes and tapes and tapes and tapes and tapes.
Yeah, because you could refer a friend, I think, and then they would get
that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot
there's a whole little cottage industry if you roped into your little pyramid scheme.
Yeah, it's a Ponzi scheme.
Head over to Apple Records on San Pedro and say, okay, Monty, here you go. Here's Van Halen 1984 still in the cellophane. will you give me 75 cents for it?
There was Columbia House and BMG and one other one that I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, good old 1980s and summers and high schoolers smoking pot in the field behind your house. It makes for fine memories.
That's hilarious. Yeah, very cool, very funny.
Thank
Columbia
you, sir.
House. Haven't thought of Columbia House in forever. And for those of you who don't know, cassettes. Don't just Google the word cassette, and it's not even worth trying to describe it. No one under the age of 30 knows what they probably even are.
Yeah, they took up, and I didn't even bring up Singles. Remember Singles?
Oh God, yeah, for singles. Then there were CD singles too. Remember the CD singles that were were whatever 3 inches in diameter.
I did have a lovely single of REM's an acoustic version of Pop Song '89 from the album Green, which was really nice. So, Brian,
throwback.
Do we continue on with a curse word of the week this week?
It's time for the Dream Idiots curse word of the week.
We do indeed. Curse word of the week this week is carrot swindle. Carrot swindle. Ever heard of a carrot swindle before?
Honestly
it's not dirty, actually. Carrot swindle. So during the course of the pandemic, I actually have a couple of friends that work in sort of online security, internet security. All kinds of new techniques, tactics, tricks have been rolled out by people who wanted to take advantage of folks in financial crisis. So all kinds of online schemes to build people out of money, all kinds of direct mail schemes to target the elderly, and then so I mean, basically saving a dollar is just as good as earning one, and stealing a dollar is just as good as well. So the carrot swindle is, if you ever go into any large grocery store chain, anyone will tell you that the bulk food section forever has been the biggest source of basically theft, because people will go in the bulk food section and they'll scoop out a pound and a half of $17 cashews and then tag them as peanuts and pay $3 for them and get out of the store. That really is a large portion of theft in grocery stores. During the course of the pandemic, with so many stores going to self checkout, where you can go there and drop your bananas on the scale and type in the code, people will go and stock up on fruit and veg, go to the checkout, and basically tag everything as carrots. And that's a great way to get artichokes and avocados and all the things that are expensive incredibly cheaply. And people started, grocery store chains started to figure this out when, last year we bought 1,000 pounds of carrots for resale, yet we sold 12 tons. So anyway, the carrot swindle. So if you're, I'm not advocating for this. I just think it's a funny term. If you're someone who likes to rip off grocery stores, by all means, pick up those dragon fruits and those, kiwi fruits and things that are expensive, avocados, and tag them as carrots on on the checkout, and you can save some money.
So in the annals of the great scams, we've got the Nigerian Prince, the Spanish Prisoner,
right,
the Bait and Switch, the Susquehanna Shuffle, reverse mortgages, and now
carrot swindle.
The carrot swindle.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bryan. The carrot swindle.
There you go. All right. So my topic this week, you and I talked about this, and I'm hoping you may or may not remember that we chatted about this briefly when I saw you last. We've talked about movie lines. We've talked about lines from books. We're going to talk about song lyrics, the best song lyrics that are out there, the iconic lyrics that open songs from every generation. And I'm going to quiz you a little bit on some of these tunes that I think pretty much every tune on my little list here are things that came out during our lifetime. I considered breaking this thing down and just doing songs from the 60s and then later on doing the 70s. But I'm gonna rattle off some of the best known song lyrics from the radio and test your recall. I did.
Okay.
This shouldn't be that challenging. Some of the stuff I did pull out as I started searching in various sources. I did pull out of this list anything that was just, I guess people that that love musicals. I pulled out things like Broadway musicals or Disney animated things, stuff like that. This is genuinely stuff that was on the radio at various points in time, more or less during our lives. That most of these are things. 90% of these are things you will have heard, but some of them you may or may not recall who actually performed them. So,
okay, so what do you want me to do? Do you want me to name the song or the artist or
song title and artist if you know?
Okay, all right.
Okay,
all right.
First one. Just to start you out easy. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide. No escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see.
That's Queen Bohemian Rhapsody?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Turn around.
Is that Turn Around Bright Eyes?
Turn around.
Bright Eyes. Who is that? Bonnie Tyler?
How the hell do you know that? Yep. Bonnie Tyler.
Okay, yeah.
I've never heard it before in my life.
You never heard Total Eclipse of the Heart?
I know the song, but I had no idea who it was by.
I think she's an Aussie.
Is she? Okay. So yeah, Total Eclipse of the Heart, Bonnie Tyler,
Okay.
Faster Than the Speed of Night, 1983. Next one, you'll probably know. I read the news today. Oh boy.
I read the news today. Oh boy. Well, that's the Beatles.
Mhm.
And that's from Sergeant Pepper. And that
Mhm.
is and I can't think of the name of the song, but it's from it's from Sergeant. It's on side 2 of Sergeant Pepper. I just can't think of the name of it.
Mhm.
Shit. I don't know. I can't.
There was a lucky man who made the grade.
Right. There was a had the streets and the road. I can't think of the title. Sorry.
A Day in the Life.
A Day in the Life.
Okay, next one. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's not much left. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't know this one.
Is that a rap lyric?
Yes, it is.
Is that it's not Tupac, is it?
No.
Okay, I have no idea then.
Coolio.
Oh, Gangster Paradise?
Gangsta's Paradise.
Oh, okay. All right.
Gangsters Paradise. Yes.
Gangster's Paradise.
Make it as white as possible.
I want my white bread and mayonnaise sandwich, please, Bryan. And my French fried potatoes with no salt
And marshmallows.
and soggy in the middle. Okay, go ahead. All right, what's the next one?
Next one I put in there because this made me laugh. This artist you'll definitely get. The lyric is, quote, "It's Britney, bitch," unquote. You won't know the song unless you're a closet Britney fan.
That would be Britney Spears, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
Oops, I did it again. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
The song is "Give Me More." No idea. I can't name a single Britney Spears song. So next one, maybe a little more obscure, but you have much more of a wide range and encyclopedic knowledge than I do. So you might know this. Lyric is, quote, "I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand."
Ooh, Werewolves of London today. That's Warren Zevon, Werewolves of London.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
my late friend Charles Morgan used to say, you really know that song when you know the part where he goes, "Draw blood." And just in the middle of the song, he kind of does this hiccup noise and shouts, "Draw blood." That's a great tune. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great one for karaoke.
Oh yeah, sure.
Little
Next
old
one.
lady got mutilated late last night. Sorry.
Quote, "Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were."
Oh, I was just listening to that. That's Neil Young, Old Man from Harvest. Yeah. Good song.
See. All
My
right.
wife hates it, but
my hint was going to be your spouse hates him.
she doesn't like Neil Young. Yeah.
Next one, quote, "There must be some kind of way out of here," said the Joker to the thief.
That is All Along the Watchtower, but it's either the Dylan or the Jimi Hendrix. Dylan wrote it, but Jimi Hendrix made it popular. So
yeah, I've forgotten Dylan. Actually, that was a Dylan song. I always associate that with Hendrix. Next one, late 90s, kind of a one-hit wonder. Quote, "Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me," unquote.
I was thinking it as you said it. Before you even said it, I said it's got to be Smash Mouth All Star. So
there you go.
You said late 90s. I was like,
yeah,
it's gonna be Smash Mouth.
Next one, the date on this does not seem right to me, but lyric is, quote, "Marky got with Sharon, Sharon got Charisse. She was sharing Sharon's outlook on the topic of disease. Mikey had a facial scar, and Bobby was a racist. They were all in love with Diane. They were doing it in Texas."
Wow. I don't know.
Famous Trinity grads.
Oh, Butthole Surfers?
Yeah, the song is Pepper.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Electric Ladyland. It says 1996. That seems, I would have guessed it was way earlier than that.
Yeah, I would have too.
Yeah. One more here. I really like this band. Actually, I've seen this band in concert and they were quite good. Lyric is, quote, "Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine," unquote. 2004.
Coming out of my cage, I've been doing just fine. No idea.
Mr. Brightside, The Killers.
Not
No idea.
familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going back, this one you will know, quote, "Hello, darkness, my old friend."
That would be Simon and Garfunkel. And that is Sound of Silence.
Yep.
Yeah.
This one, same more or less vintage as the one before. Quote, "A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile."
That would be Don McLean, American Pie.
You are correct. So I put this one in here, I don't know, mostly to mock it, but here you go. Quote,
Oh, God.
"Now this is the story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down."
That's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah. Why on earth this damn song would, like, best opening lyric? I've never watched a single second of that show, but I saw this and yeah, I know what song that is, but yeah.
I'll sit and watch it if it's on. I mean, it's
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
yeah.
Really? Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Next
And
one.
I'm not a sitcom guy. I mean,
Right.
but I'll watch Fresh Prince. Yeah.
Okay, next one. Quote, "The world is a vampire," unquote. Mid-90s.
Smashing Pumpkins.
Yep.
Bullet with the butterfly wings.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice. Good job.
We had that in heavy rotation when I worked at the record store.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
that
a
was
really great,
we always
great
had that
album.
on.
Yeah, I love that album. Melancholy and Infinite Sadness. Next one, quote, "Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long year, stole many a man's soul and faith."
Sympathy for the Devil. Rolling
Correct.
Stones. Was that written by who wrote that? Was that written by
That's a good question. Because I know that sort of like 2/3 of their kind of known hits are Jagger Richards, but then occasionally there's just a random.
that actually might have been written, believe it or not, by Lennon and McCartney, but I'm not sure.
Oh no, okay, I have to
Yeah.
Google that now. Yeah, that's my top three Stone songs of all time. That's Paint It Black and Shattered are my sort of my go-to
What?
Stones.
No Tumbling Dice?
Well, I mean, I like all their stuff. Maybe. All right, next one. Quote, "I
Okay.
hate you won't get this one. I just thought it was funny." Quote, "I hate every ape I see, from chimpanzee to chimpanzee."
Oh no, it is Mick Jagger and Keith Richards. I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought that was written by Lennon and McCartney.
Okay.
I hate every I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
This is from the Songs in the Key of Springfield soundtrack from The Simpsons, apparently sung by Troy McClure, but it says voiced by Dan
Oh yeah.
Castellaneta.
Sure.
But Troy
That's
McClure is voiced by Phil Hartman. 1997 didn't Hartman didn't die until
he died in
90.
97, but
He did?
I think so.
Okay. Maybe
Yeah, that was probably one of that was when they did the Planet of the Apes musical.
right.
Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius.
From chimpanzee to chimpanzee. Pretty good. All right, next one. "Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt."
My God, Becky, look at her butt. I like Big Butts by Sir Mix-a-Lot. I don't know.
Correct.
Oh, oh shit. Okay.
Sir, which I don't think that's his Christian name.
Oh my God.
Mac Daddy,
It's a
1992.
family name. It goes way back.
And Sir, I don't think he's Order of the British Empire. I think he's fibbing there. All right, next one. Quote, "Hello, is there anybody in there?" Unquote.
That is Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd.
Yep, The Wall,
From The Wall.
1979.
Yeah.
Yep. Next one. Quote, "We come from the land of ice and snow, from the midnight sun where the hot springs flow." Unquote.
That is it's Led Zeppelin, and it's God damn it. I can't think of the title.
That's Immigrant Song, 1970.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin 3. Great song.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Quote, "Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life." Great artist, great album.
Man, it's on the tip of my tongue. You know who's going to hate this? Bay Area Brad is going to be
Yeah.
screaming through this entire episode at me, and we're going to get a nasty email. I can't think of who it is. I'm
And he come think of it, I'm convinced he was one of the ones when we were in college that was in that whole Columbia Records, pyramid scheme.
I can't think of.
This is Prince and the Revolution. Let's Go Crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Next one. Quote, "At first I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side."
That Donna Summer.
Ooh, very close.
I don't know.
Gloria Gaynor, "I Will Survive."
Yeah.
Polydor Records, 1978. Great tune. This one I have mixed feelings about, but I left it in here anyway. Recorded
You
twice.
Go ahead.
Rattle and hum. No. So two different artists are I will accept either answer. I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. And frankly, both versions of this song suck in my view, but I am in the minority on this one.
Don't know.
Hurt by 9 Inch Nails, but it was so 9 Inch Nails in '94, and then Johnny Cash covered it like right before he died.
Yeah. You don't like Johnny Cash?
I hate that. I hate that song. No, hate it.
You don't like Johnny Cash at all?
Not really. No.
What the fuck is the matter with you?
I'm a Rush fan. What can I say?
Do you not see what's behind me on my wall?
I know. Yeah, I know.
That's Johnny Cash giving you the finger, Bryan, right there.
Miles Davis, fine. I'm good. You know, to the folks that can't see this, Morris has behind him posters of Johnny Cash, Miles Davis, the Mekons, and who else?
It's a Mekons album cover, 2 Johnny Cash prints and a Miles Davis print. Yeah.
All right, next one, quote, tonight I'm going to have myself a real good time. I feel alive and the world, I'll turn it inside out. Yeah, I'm floating around in ecstasy, unquote.
That's Hank Williams. No, I don't know. I'm horrible.
It's more Queen, Jazz, 1978. Don't Stop Me Now. Lesser known Queen song. Next one. This one, you stunned me on a couple after Bonnie Tyler. I mean, I nothing would surprise me anymore. This one, quote, "Ooga chaka, ooga ooga."
Oh,
that's
chaka, ooga. Yeah, that's Little Green Bag. Right, Little Green Bag.
Nope.
No, I Can't Stop This Feeling. It's Blue Suede. Yeah. I can't stop this feeling.
Yeah, so it says Hooked on a Feeling, first by B.J. Thomas, 1968, then covered by Jonathan King, who added the Ooga Chaka bit. Hooked on a Feeling, 71, then covered again by Blue Suede, 74. So 3 answers.
Yep.
Next one, quote, "All aboard," open bracket, "maniacal laughter," close bracket.
Well,
all aboard.
I'm thinking Night Train by Public Enemy. I'm thinking Love Train by the OJs. I'm thinking Express Kundalini by Love and Rockets, but I don't think any of those are right.
Wrong. Crazy Train, Ozzy Osbourne. Probably the only Ozzy song I actually know. Next one, quote.
I predict that right now, Bay Area Brad is having an absolute conniption fit.
He's screaming at his
car radio.
Yeah. Okay, next one, quote, "The world was on fire and no one could save you. But I'm sorry, the world was on fire, but no one could save me but you," unquote.
I have no idea.
I'll give you that hint.
Barry White.
Darth Vader. Darth Vader sings. No, Wicked Game, Chris Isaac. No idea.
No.
Wicked Game.
Is this what it feels like when I give you the college quiz? Is that what the okay?
Yeah.
Right.
You don't recall the song Wicked Game?
Mm-mm.
No, it's got
Chris Isaac, not in my wheelhouse.
No, it got freaking crazy airplay when it was on. Next one, quote, "Listen to the wind blow, watch the sun rise."
Listen to the wind. Fleetwood Mac.
Yep, The Chain, Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Next one, quote, "There is a house in New Orleans," unquote.
Well, that is House of the Rising Sun, and a lot of people covered that. Animals.
It says Animal 64. Yeah. Then it feels like there was a fairly recent cover of that even.
Yeah, everybody's covered that. So.
Next one, quote, "I said hip hop, the hippie to the hip hip hop, you don't stop. Rock it to the bang bang boogie. Say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie the beat." unquote.
Okay. Wait, no. That is clearly Luciano Pavarotti.
Right. Mm.
I know the song, but I can't tell you who it is. It's
Rapper's Delight, Sugar Hill Gang, came out in 79. Next one, quote, "Carry on, my wayward son." If you don't get this one, I don't say to you.
that is song of the same name by Kansas.
Correct.
Right.
I literally do always get Kansas, Chicago, Boston, Air Supply,
Asia.
Asia, sort of Three Dog Night. I mean, they're all kind of the same band in my mind. Okay, quote, "Do you have the time to listen to me whine?" Unquote.
Nope.
1994.
Nothing.
Nothing. Basket Case, Green Day. Great album. Really?
Dookie? No.
Dookie, yeah, Dookie, 94.
I checked out for a good portion of the 90s and listened to nothing but jazz. So
No, okay. Well, okay. Good excuse. Saying just
it's
two
not
more.
an excuse, Brian. It's not an excuse. It's an explanation. Okay.
Just last two. "When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom."
Hey Jude, McCartney, and that was off the
Kaja
Let It Be
Gugu,
album.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, let it be. And finally, just so you can mock me, "My uncle has a country place no one knows about. He says it used to be a farm before the motor
It's
law."
Rush. What is that? Tom Sawyer?
No, Red Barchetta.
Red Barchetta?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nothing like a little red barchetta with some crackers and forget it. I just can't.
Mm-hmm. Crackers and Parmesan cheese and some sun-dried tomatoes. It's good stuff. Anyway, there you go.
I failed that miserably.
Oh, you kidding? You did. I mean, you got 3 or 4 of the harder ones. I think Bonnie Tyler. I'm sorry. So I mean, I wasn't keeping track, but strong B.
Oh no.
B or
okay.
yeah. Well, as I was drilling into various lists of memorable song lyrics, there was a little bit of there were a couple things that generally were operas, and there was Mulan and Lion King and crap like that. Like that's no. I'm sorry. Delete. Sound of Music. No. Mary Poppins.
So I'm really surprised that my favorite opening line, I think, to any song is actually from Diamond Dogs by David Bowie.
Oh, really?
As they pulled you out of the oxygen pit, you asked for the latest party. It's a great opening line.
Mm-hmm. My other favorite one is when they finally come to destroy the earth, they'll have to go through you first. It's an OK Go song called Invincible. Yeah, I like that.
I'll go back to my boy Neil. Look out, Mama! There's a white boat coming down the river. From Powderfinger.
Mm-hmm.
The most played Neil Young the song most often played by Neil in concert.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. What are the opening lines to Dead Flowers by the Rolling Stones? It's a great song. Anyway. Yeah. Grumble, old white guy stuff. Grumble.
Anyway, we'll probably come back to this at some point because I was considering, focusing it in just on like either the year of your birth or the year you graduated. Okay, we're talking about music just from fill in the blank, fill in this year, a certain year, 1990. But you may circle back and come up with different themes on this, but.
If you do it between 90 and 99, I'm dead in the water. I mean, I just couldn't.
No
way I could do it. No. If you really want to hit me in my sore spots,
okay.
Metal, most hip hop, most metal, country, unless it's early country.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's George Jones, Johnny Cash, obviously not Hurt.
Well, it might be in my mind. There's probably more fertile ground for this topic in the '80s because that's definitely when you and I would have, sort of, done more of our of our, forming our tastes, and probably did way more listening. And because I didn't really have much in the way of a music collection, I listened to the radio a ton at home. So then I definitely had much more of that kind of top 40 knowledge from those years. Thompson
you had to
Twins
listen.
and Ray Park. Right, that was the only way to get new stuff. Right.
Yeah, and then if you were lucky, you had a way to tape it at home where you could,
Right.
Get a lot of great songs all in a row. I remember listening to KITY 92.9. Is that KITY? Yeah, they
Yeah. Oh
played
my
a lot
God.
of pop
Yes.
hits. I remember listening to Blondie and oh gosh, all kinds of stuff in the 80s. Just wait a minute work.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're old. We're old, Bryan.
Eurythmics and lots of Prince. It's like Prince was just a radio mainstay from middle school, high school.
Well, I remember watching first time I saw the video to Little Red Corvette. I was like, Prince is black? I had no idea. Oh, cool. Okay. All right.
All right.
That's quite the outfit he's wearing.
He's
so
quite
naive.
spicy. Right?
Yeah. And then I had 1999 was the only album of his that I had in real rotation, I think.
Okay.
That was the big one for me. So.
Yep. Great stuff.
All right. Well, that was totally humiliating.
No, not at all. Not at all. All right.
Well,
so that's sort of some memory road stuff for us. If we have listeners that are under the age of 30, they probably didn't get any of that. Something
go
tells
to bed,
me
old men.
Right. Something tells me our listeners are probably mostly our age. Just a guess. Anyway,
alrighty.
Thanks for listening and doing that stuff for us. Please check out dreamidiots.com and check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Drop us a line at dreamidiots.podcast@gmail.com. And if you can, please shoot us 5 stars on whichever app you're using to listen, and give us a review. That would be great. It helps us climb the charts. We really appreciate it.
Is 80 the episode number, your age?
Both.
All right. Everybody be good to each other. See y'all next time. Thanks.
This is a Rough Tiger production.
Bong bong.
Mm-hmm.
Bryan.
Bong bong?
Bong bong.
Bong bong. Good.